I come out with the bill like this.
I feel like I look like the We Can Do It woman right now. Hello everyone and welcome back to the Life in Germany channel. I'm gonna give you a brief introduction of this lovely lady here. If you haven't been to my channel, this is my mom. She's Canadian just like me, but she still lives in Canada. She's been visiting us for 3 months here in Germany, and I wanted to go over the cost of living in Canada versus Germany because, as many of you might already remember, I've been trying to convince her to move to Germany for quite some time. Definitely because we just want her to be here. That was one of our top arguments, but another argument was the cost of living is much more affordable here in Germany than it is in Canada. So we're gonna battle it out today and talk about prices, how much she pays versus me here in Germany, and what's cheaper. Are you ready?
I'm ready.
Let's go. Okay. So first things first, let's talk around the home. Rent prices.
Rent prices in Canada right now are completely outrageous, and there isn't enough housing for anyone.
What I remember in Toronto is people paying upwards to about $2,000.
Yeah, a low price rental right now is $1,600 to $1,700, and up it goes.
And an interesting point to mention is that unlike here in Germany, when you get like a shady apartment for a low cost, in Canada you'll get a dingy basement apartment. We have a lot of basement apartments, like in family homes, you'll take like their basement because that's all you get.
And they're still costing $1,600 to $1,700 a month plus.
However, shockingly enough, I do have statistics here. Rent in Canada is about 10 euros and 29 cents a square meter. Here in Germany, it can be anywhere between 10 to 20 euros. So I would say prices are actually pretty similar in terms of rent.
And we are having the unfortunate problem of just not enough housing. There's people that are living on the streets now because they can't find places to live.
Yeah, I mean, here in the cities, it's hard to find stuff. You have to look for it, but it's there if you want to move outwards. Next, how much do you pay for your phone bill?
So it's Koodo, and right now I just got a brand new phone, so it's about $109. It will go down to probably about $50, $60 a month.
Score! For what? How much?
I only get 2 gigabytes data.
And unlimited text and talk?
Yes.
Across Canada?
Yes.
In Germany, I was gonna brag about my plan that's $14.99 for 20 gigabytes. But about 45 minutes ago, I just called my phone provider and was like, I'm canceling. I found a better deal, $7.99 for 17 gigabytes or $10.99 for 27 or 30 gigabytes.
Oh, poor you.
Unlimited text, unlimited talk across Europe.
We're expensive in Canada.
According to Canadian statistics, there are actually cheaper versions, which I'm gonna have to try to introduce my mom to. The cheapest plan I found was about $40 a month.
And who was that?
I'll have to check and then I'll include.
She's better at that than me, searching around for the deals. I just kind of trusted Koodo and went with it.
Nonetheless, even the cheapest phone bills in Germany are about a third of the price.
Okay, it's sad.
How much do you pay for internet?
My internet is just over $119 a month.
And here in Germany, we're with Vodafone on cable, and we pay about 35 euros a month.
Ay, ay, ay.
Electricity?
Where I'm living right now, I'm not 100% sure, but I do know it's lower than your electricity. In a normal home, you would get your once a month bill for hydro or for electricity.
Also in Canada, a really interesting point is that there's peak hours, which are more expensive to wash your laundry, for example. On weekdays, from 7 p.m. till 7 a.m. is off-peak. Mid-peak is weekdays from 11 a.m. till 5 p.m. And on-peak is weekdays from 7 a.m. to 11 a.m. and 5 p.m. to 7 p.m. because that's when people are home before work and after work. That's Canada.
Yeah.
So on peak, it costs about 18.2 cents per kilowatt hour. Off peak is 8.7 cents per kilowatt hour. And I think in Canada, you can track your usage a lot better. Nowadays, we have really awesome electricity companies like the one we're with, which is Ostrom. You have to manually submit the number on your electricity counter, as little or as much as you want. And then you can see that month how much you've used, which is great. A little bit more work, but you're still getting that same service as we would in Canada. However, as many of you might know, electricity in Germany is actually very expensive. We pay right now an average of 40.7 cents per kilowatt hour, and you're paying 8.7. Let's talk groceries. That's also very important for cost of living. How much would you pay maybe for a loaf of bread?
Oh, now probably about $3.
The average loaf of bread in Canada costs $4.29
Okay.
for 675 grams. In Germany, it would cost about 99 cents. cents.
I know.
So bread, much cheaper in Germany, just depends. And in Canada, they eat a lot of Toastbrot. So our Toastbrot in Germany is like the cheapest thing you could possibly buy. In Canada, it's significantly more expensive. Milk,
I only buy the little quart, but it's gone up significantly too. For the 3 bags that we used to use when we were a family, I think it's about $7 or $8 now.
I think that's about 4 liters of milk. We would pay per liter probably about 99 cents here in
No, so a
Germany.
liter would be probably about $3 or $4. Sometimes it's more expensive to buy the smaller sizes. I find it's unfair to the elder people or people that are living on their own when you don't need 3 bags of milk that's on sale, or they have these sales all the time that are like 3 for this great price, and I'm going 3, 2 would go bad, and I could eat 1.
I do not miss that at all.
And our Walmart is the worst one. It's
Yeah.
so bad.
Encouraging you to spend, and if you don't buy in bulk, then you don't get a good discount.
Yes.
We don't really have it that much in Germany. You have a sale on a product, it is cheaper than the product to the left and right of it, and you buy it. I do think though, in Germany, this is what always surprises me, is I go and I'm like, oh, this is so cheap in Germany, it's so expensive in Canada. But sometimes I forget to realize in Canada, it's in bulk.
Yes.
It's much bigger.
Yes.
Like I'll look at a block of cheese, for example, and our blocks of cheese in Canada are like this long. Whereas here, you get them in much smaller quantities and you buy them typically pre-sliced already. Pre-sliced in Canada is even more expensive.
Which is nicer when you're living on your own, because I can't buy the big block. It's almost like I get the boot because the mother ahead of me is buying 3 boxes of cereal for a price that I'm paying for 1 box of cereal.
Yeah, it's not so fair.
No.
So how much would your cheese cost then?
For that large one that you were talking about, they're up to about $7.99, $8.99.
And in Germany, it's typically about, for 250 grams, about €1.79.
Wow.
So cheese is cheap here. We eat like kings here. I love
Yes.
it. Butter is very affordable here.
Yes.
What do you pay for butter?
Well, I've been here for 3 months now, but when I left, it was up to $5.99 for a cube about this big.
And we pay about $2.29 for a cube that big.
Yeah.
So, eggs.
Living in the county where I live, we can get them on the side of the road, and I think I'm going to start buying them that way because I think they're cheaper. And to be honest, I can't remember how much eggs are in Canada.
I have it here. It averages about $6.49 for 12 eggs.
Whoa.
We pay $1.99 for 10 eggs at Aldi.
And again, a person living on their own, 12 eggs. They either go bad or I have to eat eggs.
I like eggs.
You could do a whole thing on people living alone.
I think you should do a video on benefits of living in Germany if you're single.
Yes, it is a learning. I love going down to Aldi and just filling my bag with these little pieces of things. I come out with the bill like this.
So happy. So to end the day, you want to buy the cheapest bottle of wine you can find in Canada.
Ugh.
How much would you spend?
The cheapest bottle I could maybe get for $7.99.
And here, my favorite one is $2.99 for 0.75 liters. Okay, we go out to a restaurant. Prices here in Germany are getting absolutely crazy. But let's say you wanted to buy like a Döner in Canada.
It would probably cost $8 or $9.
I was checking some in Toronto. It costs about $16.85.
Wow.
So you're paying between $10 to $15 for like a fast food combo in Canada. Here, Döner, I remember when it used to be $3, but now you're paying around €6 to
so it's gone up
€7.50
too.
a Döner. So it's a little bit cheaper than in Canada. Now let's talk maybe mid-scale restaurant like L'Osteria. Your favorite pizza place here in Germany.
Oh, yes, I do like it
Or I guess comparatively would be maybe a Boston Pizza in Canada.
Been out to dinner a few times, and actually in Canada, I've been shocked. I think I paid about $12 for it.
Boston Pizza's about $13 for like an 8-inch pizza. The crust in Canada is a lot thicker, so it will definitely fill you up.
Yes.
Versus from L'Osteria, for example, for an individual pizza, if you want to get any extra toppings, like if you want to go margarita route, then you're going to save some money, maybe spend €10.
But salami, it costs
Then
$2 or $3 more.
Yeah, then you're looking at maybe €14.50.
Yeah.
So actually pizza in Canada is cheaper, but quality over quantity. Quality here in Germany is way better. I've talked about that in a video before. Beer. You don't drink much
I don't
beer,
drink
so you
beer.
have no idea.
I have no idea.
Let me just tell you, if you go to a restaurant like Boston Pizza and you want to grab a beer, it's going to cost you $8.45 for 18 ounces, which is half a liter. And half a liter here is €4.50. So it's a bit cheaper,
Yeah.
but it's not that much cheaper,
Yeah.
surprisingly.
So we all need to stop drinking.
Yeah, especially in Germany. Germany used to be so cheap to drink beer, but it is getting more expensive if you go to restaurants. A glass of water.
Free.
Ding, ding, ding. Welcome to Germany, where water is not free.
Yes.
And if you ask for water, you have to ask for still or sparkling water. And if you want to pay for water in a restaurant, you're going to be paying around €3.60 for 0.33 liters. That's like, in my mind, a shot glass. Like you can just
Gone.
one sip and it's gone, and you've paid €4. It's
And in Canada, it's constant refills. You drink your water, they come fill it up. You drink your water, they come fill it up.
okay. My mom's absolute favorite drink.
Diet Coke or Coke Zero over here.
How much would you pay at a restaurant?
$3 or $4.
Plus, the big benefit, free refills. Do Germans even know this term? Probably not.
And with ice.
And with ice cubes.
Lots of ice.
Yes. In Germany, there's no ice, probably because people don't want to take up the room in their glass because they're paying so much for their
this is true.
soda pop. And
This is
there's no free refills.
And it's so good with ice.
Yeah. But we pay about €3.60 for our Diet Coke in a restaurant, which is actually more expensive than in Canada. Significantly more expensive. Transportation. Let's talk about gas.
I have a Jeep and it was about $65, $70 to fill up the tank.
Averaging right now in Canada, it's about $1.31.
Yeah, it used to be more expensive here the last few times I came, and I did notice it has evened out a little bit more, like Canada has definitely upped the gas.
Here in Germany, the prices right now are about $1.70, so that's also
It's-
significantly
yeah.
more expensive than in Canada. I feel like this video is not going in the direction I wanted because I feel like we're saying, okay, Canada's cheaper, cheaper, cheaper,
Oh.
better gas, cheaper Diet Coke.
Cheaper groceries, for sure.
In Canada?
No, in Germany.
For me, this was a huge plus.
I love coming home with a whole couple of bags full, and I've only spent like $55 Canadian.
Monthly transit pass. This is another.
No idea. And where I'm living again, there's no buses. So you're talking Toronto, Mississauga, Oakville.
So in the city, like Toronto Transit, for example, they pay right now $143 a month. Here in Germany, a transit pass right now is €49 to travel through the whole of Germany, as long as it's not on the ICE, the fast train. It is €49
Wow.
per month.
Triple. Quadruple.
When you look at the grand scheme of things or the bigger picture here, although the latter prices that we mentioned were actually much cheaper in Canada, but the most important things, your electricity bill, your gas bill. I mean, electricity here is more expensive, but I do find Germans are more pragmatic at keeping the costs low. Your phone bill, these bigger aspects in life are more affordable in Germany. The way that I live my life is pretty much groceries,
Yes.
phone bill, internet, electricity.
And something like a cell phone you need now. That's part of living, and ours keeps going up and yours is down. This phone bill and travel, they both are the best over here.
Yeah,
we went
travel's cheap.
we went to Malta from here. I just had a friend in Ontario say that it's cheaper for her to go to the UK then to travel to Greece than it is for her to travel from Toronto to Greece. The price is way higher, and just to come here and travel from here is worth it. Like it's
€73 round trip is what we paid.
our travel has gotten out of control even within our own country. It's
Yeah,
ridiculous.
it's true. I actually put all of the numbers down on paper for my mom, like based on what expenses she would be spending here in Germany versus Canada. And it worked out to be about 1/3 cheaper to live here in Germany than it would be to live in Canada. However, I think this trip we have finally convinced her that Germany is not the place she wants to live. So we will be talking about this very upsetting topic in a very soon upcoming video, because we are hopefully going to film this video today for you guys so that we can go live with that video in just a couple of weeks, explaining some of the reasons. But we are also going to talk about some of the things that she has absolutely fallen in love with here in Germany, including the cost of living, in the next video over here on YouTube as well. Thank you so much for watching. If you have any questions for my mom or myself, let me know. Vielen lieben Dank und wie immer, bis später.
Das ist gut.